First off, Coach, how's it been to finally get your players back on campus and just have an opportunity to work with them?
It feels great to have the players back on campus and actually being able to work with them. They've been on campus for a month before we started working with them, and now it's even better because we have individual training. We're being very safe and getting a lot of work in, so it's been fun.
So, as far as what this week's practices have consisted of, what have you put them through?
Well, we have 4 individual baskets with 4 coaches. Cody's basket is something different from mine, and mine has been more fundamentals on passing, relocating once you pass the ball, getting good angles on passing the ball to the post, shot fakes, pick and rolls, setting screens for your teammates, just imaginary screens, obviously, and getting different shots, different variations of shots. And Tony's done like pin downs and flares, and we have a shooting station with the shooting gun, and then Cody does a variation of things as well.
How impressed have you been, I guess, what kind of shape they've come back in, how focused are they?
Yeah, really impressed with the shape that they're in because a lot of the guys were working out while they're at home during the quarantine, and they're really looking good and locked in and working really hard for us.
So far, is everyone on campus and working out?
Everyone's on campus, everyone's working out, and well, actually Deandre is the last person. He'll start working out on Monday.
As far as, I guess, your biggest takeaways from week 1, has anyone stood out?
Well, I would like to say that a lot of the guys have come back better than what they left. You know, they had glaring weaknesses, and we had the youngest team in America last year, so rightfully so, freshmen with freshman mistakes. But you can tell their bodies are better, their mindsets are better, and really pleased as a coach to see that.
This may lead into that, but how would you characterize the progress of last year's youngest players that you're talking about, DJ, Boogie, Damien?
Yeah, all of those players, DJ, Damien, and Boogie, they all came back bigger and stronger and with a different mentality. I mean, like you said, you get a year under your belt, and you get a chance to experience some things that you didn't know before, and now it's all motivation, and they've come back better, and you can just tell they worked on their games this summer.
And how would you, I guess, feel about your front court now compared to last year at this time? Maybe at the point, I guess the point at where James was no longer involved. How would you characterize the front court?
Well, you know, with Precious being a front court guy and being player of the year and freshman of the year, it's gonna be hard to fill those shoes. But to get Deandre, to get Musa, to get Ahmad in the front court, and then you can just say Landers can play small ball 4 or whatever. We're more skilled. And we have more weapons at that position now.
Signing Musa Jallow was huge. Did you feel any pressure to get him on board? I guess since there are no guarantees at this point about the availability of some of the transfers like Deandre and Landers.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure to sign Musa. We were in a big battle with some other colleges, and man, it just came down to relationships. It came down to Precious as well. Precious and Musa were best friends, and Precious did a heck of a job recruiting him for us because he just told him about his experience, and it came down to the wire, but I'm so thankful that he chose us.
I think you've said that before. It reaches the point where players start recruiting in some ways. They tell you they help with the whole process.
Yeah, our staff worked our butts off to reach Musa and the people that needed to be involved, but there's no better recruiter than your players because your players are going to tell them the experiences that they're going through with the staff.
Regarding the status of Deandre and Landers, have their transfer waiver applications been submitted at this point?
Yeah, both Deandre and Landers' applications have been submitted. Their waiver applications have been submitted, and we're just waiting on the word.
I know it's hard to guess, but do you have a gut about their chances?
My gut is that they're both going to be eligible. You know, that is my gut. I just think that they both have great waivers that we put in, and that the NCAA can approve both of them.
If you can give me a quick breakdown of what the newcomers may bring to the table, I guess starting with Ahmad.
Yeah, Ahmad ran as an energy player, super athlete, high flyer, shot blocker, rebounder, just really more defensive than offensively, but he understands his role. Really, really nice player. You have Landers Nolly Jr., probably the best shooter on the team. You know, he shot it really well in the ACC, known for his shooting, and when watching him in practice, he has a pure stroke, big body, can play multiple positions, and it's going to be a matchup problem. Deandre Williams, the same thing, matchup problem at 6'9", 6'10", highly skilled, great passer, understands the game really well, great teammate, is skilled on both ends of the floor, understands the game enough defensively to make things happen for himself and teammates, and offensively he can't be guarded by another big.
And let's go back to Musa. Talk about him.
Yeah, Musa to me is the best defender in the country. He's a guy that's going to protect the rim, rebound the ball really well, and then offensively he's getting out and running. So he's definitely a huge asset for us.
Does his addition, Musa's, does it affect some of the other front court players in their roles?
I'm not sure actually, because those guys still have an opportunity. Those front court players, I don't think maybe a little bit because he's so dominant, but it doesn't stop other guys from going out there and playing to the best of their ability and getting playing time as well. It's going to be more competition, and that's healthy.
If you had to say the next step as far as the return to campus goes, do you know? What's going to happen?
I don't even know what the next steps need to be. We're all just trying to stay healthy to return to campus. We all just need to stay healthy, stay smart, understand that there are a lot of things at stake, for this year, and hopefully we'll start on time. If not, at least hopefully we'll get something in January. We just want some season this year.
But don't you at this point have to prepare as if things are going to happen on time?
Yeah, I think with them allowing us to be with our players is a good sign, because they didn't push that back. They're allowing that to happen to see how it goes, and we haven't heard any horror stories about anything about COVID or anything with other teams, nor our team. So I think with the progression of what's going on, it's a good sign that it's going to be something positive happening out of that.
For you, from your seat, how challenging is it to kind of be in this environment as you get your team back and trying to get the team prepared?
Yeah, it's very challenging for us as coaches, because you can't really be face-to-face, have to always wear a mask. Things are very limited, the time that you have with the guys, and it's not much communication. It's work, and then you're out of there. So would love to have more face-to-face conversations with the boys and hanging out. But right now it's just protocol and scheduling on how we have everything going.
Putting yourself back into a player's shoes, it's got to be challenging from that standpoint as well.
From a player's point of view, man, this is all weird. You're young, you don't understand what's going on. You're like, we have to, be one person at a basket. You have to work with one coach at a time. You have to always wear a mask. You have to always use hand sanitizer. You have to fill a questionnaire out every day to say where you were the night before. You have to have your temperature taken every time you come into the building. It's a lot.
At this point, what's the update on hiring a replacement for Mike Miller?
At this point, I'm just really taking my time. Got some really great candidates. Everyone should know that. Mm-hmm. And the guy that I'm going to hire is going to be the best available guy. He's going to be the best pick. I'm just taking my time on it and not rushing it.
So there's no timetable?
There really isn't a timetable on that.
If you were, I guess, to try to say what you're looking for at that position when Mike comes in, are you looking for another an assistant with NBA experience, or just the best possible?
I just want the best overall guy. I think that I need a well-rounded guy that can recruit, that can develop, that can teach. It's, we have a lot of great candidates that have all of those qualities. So I'm just looking for the best guy. If that's an NBA guy, again, that's fine. If it's a college guy, then that's fine as well.
And there was a lot of interest in the position?
Yeah, probably about 25 guys, which says a lot about our city, our team, our school.
As far as updates regarding the schedule, are you hearing anything in terms of even the battle for Atlantis? I know that's kind of pretty.
I think the Bahamas just closed their borders, so we don't know if it's canceling the Battle of Atlantis or if they're just closing them to get prepared for the Battle of Atlantis. But that's the only thing that I've heard. They have not canceled the tournament yet, so but the borders are closing.
During this pandemic, how difficult has it been trying to keep the players focused and their minds on basketball with all that's going on? I know you alluded to that earlier.
Yeah, with the pandemic going on, these guys all have cabin fever. They're ready to get out and about and play and run and jump and do all the things that kids love to do. And without being able to go out to eat naturally, going to the movies, going out and do all the fun things, you're really just around your apartment or around home trying to make things up to do, playing the video game and getting a little exercise. So it's been It's been tough, but we're all having to go through it.
Yeah. It's not quite the NBA bubble, but
It's not the bubble. The bubble, the NBA is making it really nice for the NBA guys while they're in that bubble.
And finally, how often do you speak with Precious, and what kind of NBA player can he ultimately become?
I probably speak to Precious once every 2 weeks now. It was a kind of everyday thing. But Precious is going to be a defender, a stop guy. He's going to be one of those guys that can defend 1 through 5, and he's going to be called upon the task to take on the other team's best players. And he's going to be one of the most super athletes on that level. Even though it's a very athletic league, he's going to be an unbelievable athlete. He's going to be a defender athlete until he develops the offensive side of his game to where he wants to, and he's going to blossom into who he really is going to be later on. His ceiling is very high.